Hi, friends, and welcome to another episode of Animal Alley. Let's jump right in. So, today we are going to be reading a nature poem. We're going to learn about our new mystery animal. And as usual, I have some optional at home activities for you and your family to do if you decide. Okay, our poem of the day comes from the same book it did last time. It is called I Am the Seed That Grew the Tree. I highly recommend this book. It is beautiful. I really have enjoyed the illustrations and the poetry in it. So if you are interested in buying this book, I'm putting the link in the description below. Okay, so our poem today is called The Woodpecker. The woodpecker pecked out a little round hole and made him a house in a telephone pole. One day when I watched, he poked down his head, and he had a hood and a collar of red. When the streams of rain pour out of the sky, and the sparklers of lightning go flashing by, and the big, big wheels of thunder roll, he can snuggle back into the telephone pole. And this poem was written by Elizabeth Roberts. So, excuse me, based off of our poem of the day, can you guess what our animal will be? Now, granted, this one was very obvious. If you guessed woodpecker, you are correct. We're going to be learning about the pileated woodpecker. Now, that is a big word, pileated. So, it is a bird. So, we're going to learn more about what makes a bird in a little bit. They are omnivores, which is a combination of both eating plants and meat. And they are about 16 to 19 inches long, and their wingspan, so when their wings are wide open, is about 26 to 30 inches, which is actually over 2 feet. That is a huge bird. And they weigh about 8.8 to 12.3 ounces. So we're going to continue on. Oh, also, I got a lot of my information from National Geographic Kids today. So if you want further learning about other animals, I'm also going to put a link to the description of National Geographic Kids in the description of this video as well. Let's continue. So the pileated woodpecker is one of the largest woodpeckers in North America, and its look is unmistakable. It is a large black bird with white on each side of its neck and a crest on his head. When he flies, white flashes are visible under its wings. So, friends, if you're walking in the woods, these are unmistakable because, first of all, you're going to be able to hear the sound that they make. It's a very unique sound. And they're huge and they have red. So, there's a lot of helpful hints for you to locate these birds if they're nearby. They use their big beaks to dig under bark and find carpenter ants, beetle larvae, and other insects, and will often dig large rectangular holes in trees to uncover their meals. Some holes are so big that they weaken small young trees. The birds also strip pieces of bark from trees looking for food. Generally, however, pileated woodpeckers help keep a forest healthy by eating wood-boring insects. Wood-boring insects are they're pests because they actually dig deep into the tree and weaken it. So the woodpeckers are helping the trees by eating the bad bugs. Bad bugs. Um, Another thing to mention is they make rectangular holes in trees. So my friends, we just finished our shape unit when when we were in school last. We know a rectangle has 4 sides and they are not all the same length. Two are the same length and two are the same length. So I have some pictures on future slides that show us a little bit what those holes look like. So let's continue. A nesting pair of pileated woodpeckers usually makes a nesting hole in a large older tree. So during the day, both parents take turns incubating or keeping the eggs warm. At night, only males incubate the eggs, which just means sit on them to keep them warm. They generally lay 4 eggs at a time, which take about 2 weeks to hatch. And then this is a picture I got, and we can see here the babies and one of the parents, which is very, very cute. Okay, so some more about birds. So, birds have feathers and wings. That's one of the things you need to be classified as a bird. They lay eggs, but we also know other types of animals lay eggs. Some reptiles lay eggs. We know some amphibians lay eggs that are not like these eggs, but they lay the little eggs that are able to be laid in water. So we know other animals lay eggs, but there's more to that than just laying eggs. They have two legs and they're warm blooded. Another fun fact is they have ear holes instead of ears. So birds do not have ears, they have little ear holes. So that's another classification that we can use to identify whether an animal is a bird or not. So, my friends, we have 5 criteria this time. And just to refresh our memory, we remember that warm blooded animals regulate their own body temperature, which means that their body temperature stays the same year round, no matter if it's hot or cold. They are not dependent on their ecosystem to keep them warm. Okay, so building a home. Woodpeckers build their nests in old trees, and this is where their babies will live. So I wanted to kind of give you a picture. You can kind of see how this is a rectangle-like, so it's not an exact perfect rectangle. They don't have a rectangle stencil that they put up on a tree and peck around, but we can tell that it is rectangle-like, and they use older trees, and this is the home for their future babies, which is very cute. I found a wonderful resources, families. It's called the Cornell Lab, and I love it. We're going to go on a little web quest real quick. This website is very helpful in identifying any bird, especially our backyard birds that are coming out more because it's springtime, which I love. So we're going to just take a little peek at this website. I'm going to link it in the description below. There are some videos of these birds moving around. They can tell you if you identified a male or female um, bird, whether it's a woodpecker or not. And they have pictures of them flying, which I think is wonderful. They have the description. So here, I really like this picture. It's about a crow-sized animal, which is very cool. They just have their color. They have different videos of them moving around. They also, my friends, they have different bird biologies, how to use eBird, and they have learning games that you can play. So I thought this was a really fun website. So we're gonna go back to the PowerPoint now. Keep on keeping on. So that is the end of our activity today. My optional activity is actually exploring nature as the weather gets better and better each day because it's springtime. On a more sunnier day, I encourage you and your family to go outside for a nature walk if you're near a nature path or a bike trail. Of course, use safety and just discernment when choosing to go inside, but just grab your siblings, grab your family, and head outside. If you don't have a nature walk easily available, just go to your backyard and maybe Google backyard birds and see how many birds you can identify. That Cornell website that we just visited is a really great resource for you if you want to just learn more about your backyard birds that you saw. So if you have any questions about anything that we've talked so far about on Animal Alley, I would love to answer them and help be helpful in any way possible. So feel free to reach out to me or your teacher for further support. And if not, I hope you have a wonderful and safe day. This is a picture of a baby bird. I thought it was very cute. So have a fun and safe day. Happy learning. And as always, we will see you next time. Bye.